Hi, my name's Omi Daryani. I'm the Senior Brand Manager for the EverQuest franchise. Welcome to the Roundtable. With me today is lead game designer Darren McPherson.
Hello.
And we're talking about, so in EverQuest Next, if you sell an item to a merchant, should other players be able to buy that item back from an NPC merchant?
Right.
And so a lot of the answers we saw, a lot of the responses were like, well, this worked really well in classic EverQuest. So why did classic EverQuest have this as a feature?
You know, it was certainly fun to be able to go into the Newbie Yard, to be able to buy those rough hides that the newbies would inadvertently sell. They didn't know the value of them. As a crafter, you definitely needed those. There wasn't a lot of advanced or commonplace now mechanisms for selling things.
Yeah, like auction houses or that kind of thing. Like they just hadn't been invented as concepts yet. And so this was a good way to facilitate trade, if you couldn't find someone around.
Right.
And so as I was thinking about this, one of the things that struck me about it is the idea of going from merchant to merchant to merchant, looking for these things, is sort of fundamentally not social.
Right. And one of our big emphases are on player-to-player interaction, and having buying and selling between players is a major source of player interaction. So that's something that we want to emphasize, and that's something that the social buyback things that you get with the merchant purchases is something that it gets taken away.
Yeah, and so one of the other things that has come up a few times, and we did a live stream fairly recently where item durability came up, and people started talking about economic sinks.
Right.
And I think this is a really important part of this discussion. Can you explain for someone who may not know sort of how an MMO economy works and what a sink is?
Right, so the item sink or resource sink, it takes something out of the economy that was put in there through player action. Typically things like when I do a quest or when I loot an NPC, I get an item. That item is in the economy now. And the more of those items that accumulate, the less valuable that item becomes. We need to have, we call those faucets. So the faucets spill things into the economy. And we need to have sinks to pull those things out. Things like item decay. Item durability is a good example. Being able to sell things to merchants is also a major component in that. So those items effectively go out of the economy when you're done with them. You've exchanged them for coin.
Yeah, so it allows us to fundamentally balance the economy, and it allows us to create social interactions. So even though this worked really well in 1999, it's probably not a system for the future.
Right.
So, this was a really important question for us, and your feedback was really valuable. We're just getting into the discussions of the balancing of the economy and that sort of thing. So the discussion on the forums really helped us kind of put that into perspective. So thank you guys very much for participating. It was really helpful to us. And thank you, Darren, for being with us. We'll see you next time on the Roundtable.
Thank you.